I am live here at Central Penn College. I am the host of Cross Culture, and we are at the Festival of Nations event. Today we're going to be going around and taking some video and interviewing some people.
Ready, set, go, ready, set, go.
Alright, hello, my name is Edward. What's your name?
Zora.
Very beautiful name. So I see you have a table set up over there. What's your table about? Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Yeah, it's on Bosnia and Herzegovina, country in Europe. Very small country, about the size of Kentucky. There's three nationalities. There's Serbian, Croatian, and Bosnian. And most of the Bosnians are Muslim, which means I'm Muslim. Economically, it's still, not the best, but I think it's come a long way from the war.
So were you very shocked when you came from there to America with the culture different?
I think we're more conservative over there, especially with the Muslim Bosnians. So I think we're very conservative. And I come over here and it's a mixture. I see everything. I do see conservatives like our friend over there, from Sri Lanka. She's, covered. And then, you have others that, are not conservative at all. So I think, but it was a good experience and I got to see it all that I never would have saw if I stayed in Bosnia. So
well, thank you so much for that information. It's a pleasure meeting you.
Likewise.
Right, hello, my name is Edward. What's your name?
I'm Maria Chow.
All right, very nice to meet you, Maria Chow. So, what is cultural diversity to you?
To me, it is an appreciation of all of our various differences, just knowing that it's okay to be who you are and be proud of who you are and celebrate one another.
Very nice, I agree with that. And you have a table here, I see.
I do. Part of my display did get blown over, but basically mine represents dreadlocks all over the world. I painted this myself, and all over, we think about dreadlocks as just a Jamaican thing or African American thing, but all over the world, in Asia, in Ireland, in different parts of the world, people wear dreads, and they have a lot of spiritual meaning for everyone.
That's so cool. That's something I actually didn't know. My last question for you would be, what is the most interesting thing about this event so far?
I really love all the different foods.
Yeah, okay, me too. I'm very much enjoying that. I don't have to go to Scoozy's today, so.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you. It was nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too.
Here today with Ms. Joyce Davis, head of the World Affairs Council in Harrisburg. Hi, Joyce.
Hi, how are you? Good to be with you.
Thank you. Would you like to introduce yourself, our viewers?
Well, I think you've done a good job. I'm Joyce Davis. I am President and CEO of the World Affairs Council of Harrisburg, but we're sitting here in City Hall because I'm Director of Communications for the City of Harrisburg, which is a really important job, but not as much fun as the World Affairs Council.
I believe it. Many, many capes. Why is diversity becoming such an important issue in today's society?
Well, it's important because we live in a very connected world. You can grow up in a very small town in the U.S. and never see anyone different from you, but when you go out and look for a job, you're going to be working with people from different races, from different backgrounds, from different religions, from different parts of the world. In addition, we're hearing this from many of our corporations, that they need people who understand and can relate to other cultures, because frequently they have offices in different parts of the world and are requiring people to travel, even to live in other parts of the world as a demand of the job. So we live in an interconnected world, and if you are not comfortable and are able to really communicate and relate to different kinds of people comfortably, you're at a supreme disadvantage.
All the places you worked or visited around the world, where do you consider to be the most culturally diverse?
Oh, wow, that's a good question. I've lived in so many places. I'd have to say the United States is probably the most culturally diverse because we're a nation of immigrants. People from everywhere come to live here. You can find anything. Even in our little area of Harrisburg, we have immigrants from Bhutan that we're dealing with. I've just been told we're going to have an influx of Syrian refugees who are coming. We have people from everywhere. But I've lived a lot of different places, and of course Paris is a wonderful city that's full of people from everywhere as well. So it is, most places you go, you're going to meet a lot of different kinds of people.
What types of diversity do you experience when you travel around here in the United States, and do you ever encounter any cultural conflicts?
Oh, well, whenever people of different cultures and backgrounds come together, you're going to have some conflict. The question is, how do you manage the conflict? And the question is, can you appreciate, not just tolerate diversity, but can you appreciate the differences? One of the things that I love is to explore different cultures, different foods,
Yes.
different ways of having fun, and literature. I mean, you know, thank God I didn't only read American authors, but I learned to read French authors, and I learned to read the German authors. I mean, your mind just develops so much more, and you just get a greater appreciation for the world.
Very nice. What do you think people can do to become more culturally aware and more socially conscious and accepting of different cultures?
They asked me to speak once on the topic of diversity to the Diversity Club, and I started them by saying one of the things, I don't know how I got to be the way I am, but one of the things that I do think I'm blessed with is that I like people who are different from me. I just gravitate towards someone. If you're just like me, same old black woman from Louisiana, I know what you're about. You know,
Exactly.
I really gravitate and appreciate and really am just curious about people who are different. And to me, that just brings such a joy to living. So that's really what we have to learn, how we can see someone who's different, who approaches the world differently, who thinks differently, but still embrace them with respect. There may be things that you like I don't like, but that doesn't mean I have to hate you. It means that you eat your spaghetti and I'll eat my macaroni.
Exactly.
And we'll get along just fine.
Very nice. So in reference to the World Affairs Council in Harrisburg, I know that there's an academic World Quest trivia kind of thing going on for students. Is there anything like this available at the collegiate level?
You know, that's a good question. No, and just to correct you a little bit there, that academic World Quest is far from trivia. Those kids have to delve into, I mean, I don't think I could compete without studying a lot at the level. You wouldn't believe the questions they have to answer. It's amazing. But no, you know, we don't have the one thing that we really, I think, need to expand is maybe more competitive or opportunities for, you know, what we do is we bring speakers into colleges. We let high school and college kids, you know, have dialogue and really meet ambassadors and diplomats and authors and activists. And we, of course, have an internship program. That is, we really welcome college students to the internship program. But maybe you can help us think of some sort of competition or event specifically for college kids. That's a great idea.
And I know WAC is holding great decision discussions in the area over the coming months.
Right.
What's the purpose of these discussions?
Well, Great Decisions is actually a wonderful way of really getting informed about the most important topics of the day. So there are like 7 or 8 topics that you come together, from U.S. foreign policy in Africa to peace in the Middle East to oil to ecology, those kinds of things. They show you a video, they give you reading materials, and then the group comes together and debates and discusses the issues. So we have been doing it at 2 retirement homes, actually, Messiah Village and Landis. And we also did our debut at the library in Camp Hill just recently. They just concluded their Great Decision. So this is something we really would like to begin these discussions all over our region. And it's really just an opportunity to get together and debate and discuss based on information. You know what you're talking about after you read and you look at the video. And it's a good way, it's a fun way to get together and learn about the world.
Very nice. Well, I definitely appreciate you taking the time to speak with me today and giving us a little bit more background on how to be more culturally aware and sharing all the wonderful things that you've done.
Well, it was my pleasure, and I wish you all the best, and especially the best in promoting appreciation for diversity.
Thank you.
Give me the green light.